Hey, hey guys, whoever the fuck is watching this video. My name is Chocolate Axe. That's how people know me. That's the username I use everywhere. And I'm here to talk about WoW. I'm here to talk a little bit about WoW. So just to clarify, my history with WoW is, it's big. It's all right. It's meaningful, right? I First time I got introduced into WoW was in my 11th birthday. My friend gave me the CD copy for WoW that came with Burning Crusade. And this was in like 2013, Random Mists of Mist of Pandaria, something like that. And it was the old launcher. This was before Battle.net. That's the first time I played. Like I went back, I put it in my shitty laptop. I tried installing it over and over and over again, and like I just wouldn't do it. But eventually it worked, and I was like, whoa, look at this stuff. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. I made so many characters. I made a Worgen Rogue as my first one, a Draenei, I made like a human mage, a bunch of shit. Like, I think I made a panda. I think I made an orc, an orc monk, and then I made a dwarf paladin. Eventually I made a dwarf paladin. And then I abandoned the game. But the max level I got to was like 16. And then for a few years I just kind of left the game there. And then I was exposed to it somehow again. I don't know how, but perhaps it was like maybe something with Overwatch, because I was super into Overwatch when that was coming out. But um, the announcement of Legion, I saw that and I was like, whoa, that's Illidan. That's the one guy from the one game. I still have the box there too, like the thing I got, like just a random thing, but uh, I still have the box, and like I saw Illidan and I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Look at this, like the Legion. Like, is this the new thing? How do I get this? I want to play. And then I started watching stuff about it. And I was like, whoa, this has caught my interest back again. And then I installed it again, and I saw that dwarf paladin in the Brazilian server, because I'm Brazilian, by the way. Oi, eu sou brasileiro. Anyways, I saw that and I was like, wow, this is cool. I'm gonna use the dwarf paladin. I'm gonna choose that one. And his name was conveniently was Chocolate Axe, because you used to start with an axe as a paladin, or maybe I had an axe equipped on him or something like that. I saw an axe, and my dwarf is brown skinned because I'm brown skinned. It doesn't look like that because my lighting is terrible. I can't really fix it. I have just this shitty lamp here that is too bright, and I can't turn the brightness down on it. I can't look at the camera very good too, so it's going to be a little awkward. But anyways, and then I played the dwarf paladin. I just kind of went with it, and then I got to a certain point and noticed I wasn't passing level 20. I noticed I wasn't getting more than 1 gold or 10 gold or whatever the fuck it was. Oh, sorry. And I noticed that, and I was like, whoa, how do I play this? How does this work? And then I looked it up, and I saw, oh, you had to buy the base game. But I already had the base game because I had the thing, and then I activated it on my account. I activated it. And then I was like, I activated the game code. I didn't have to pay for it. The base game, right? And then I was like, oh, the current expansions is Warlords of Draenor. And it's like, this was like a few weeks before the pre-patch to Legion. And I was like, well, okay, I'm going to buy Warlords of Draenor. I'm going to find a physical copy. I was young. I was stupid. I thought I needed the CD to play it. I didn't know how this shit worked. So I was like, all right, I went to a few stores, like some bookstores and shit that I thought would sell this, and I couldn't find it. I went with my dad and everything, and like, eventually I just contacted Blizzard. It's like, hey, how the fuck do I play your game? Like, how do I buy Warlords of Draenor? How does the monthly fee work? Like, help. And then I got into a live chat with someone, and they said, oh yeah, this is how it works. And since Legion is already coming out right now, and you don't really like, it's gonna come out in like a few weeks, maybe. Well, the pre-patches was gonna come out in a few weeks, and Legion was coming in a few months. I was like, he was like, yeah, here's the expansion. Here's Warlords of Draenor for free, and 7 free days of membership, because they went through my account and saw that I didn't fucking play yet, and I was like, holy shit, they gave me free stuff. I was like, whoa, wait, are you fucking serious? Wait, is this real? I was like, yeah, check it out. It'll be there in like a few minutes. I saw that and it was there. And I was like, whoa, are you creating really? I was like, yeah, enjoy the game while you can. See if you like it, and if you can, just buy Legion. I was like, whoa, that is... What the fuck? That's amazing. And holy shit, I was hooked. That demonstration of random kindness from like this random customer support guy, whoever the fuck you are, thank you, because that got me into the spiral. I went back, I played that fucking dwarf paladin, I leveled him up, and I had a great fucking time. I had a great time. I went from one place to another. I experienced the old world, although Cataclysm, post-Cata, right? Post-Cata. And I went to Outland at level 60. I went to Northrend. And, of course, in the middle of it, I got to level 55. Remember that? I got to level 55 and I made a Death Knight. And I was like, whoa, Death Knights are so fucking cool. I'm going to definitely play a Death Knight. And then I didn't understand how Death Knights worked. Because you started at level 55. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how the game works yet. Let me go back to my main. I went back to the Paladin. Did all that. And I leveled them up. I got used to the game. Level 98, basically. And then I kind of stopped for a while because my 7 days were over. But I was already in the garrison. I was already doing shit. And then I eventually got the money to buy Legion. And I was like, holy crap. And this was like late into Legion a little bit. I think this was like 7.2 was already like teased. So I was like, this was like in Nighthold already. I was like, whoa, okay. Because money was scarce and I was like 15. I don't know. Like I didn't have money. Like the few that I spent was in that and the occasional resubscription, right? So played that, and that was I just started playing semi-regularly from there. I found me a guild, an amazing guild, and I started raiding late into Antorus. I started doing some trial runs as a tank with the same paladin. I was like, whoa, wait, this is so fun. This is awesome. I love this. I love this. And then when BFA dropped, I was like, like at this point I was like reading books. Like I have the Illidan book here. Like this book is amazing. This book fucking smacks, bro. This book is awesome. I was reading it again. This book is amazing. Read it. It fucking more insight into Illidan is great. I have War Crimes over here as well. I have the Pocket Edition that unfortunately caught some rain, so it looks fucked up and bruised and abused. And I have Chronicles somewhere in here, but I started reading, I started watching videos, I started learning more about the game. Eventually I got a tattoo right here in this arm. I'll show later. It's just like a symbol of the Horde and the Alliance. I'll show at some point, but at that point I was hooked. I played through a lot of BFA. I played through Battle of the Zarlor. I rated that entire thing. We got Jaina AOTC with the guild. I didn't play Uldir because school. And then played a little bit of Nyalotha. Like, unfortunately, my peak of interest wasn't like Legion, which was great. Actually, Legion was pretty great because I wasn't like super into it and I didn't understand the problem of legendaries. And then when I actually was into it, it was BFA. And I don't have to like explain myself, right? And then in a Shadowlands, I was like, holy shit, Shadowlands looks so fucking cool, I'm going to pre-order. First wrong thing. I also pre-ordered BFA. That was bad decision. Bad decisions. So I played Shadowlands. I played, I think I got Denathrius AOTC, and then I just kind of stopped playing right before Korthia. God fucking bless. But eventually I did experience Korthia. I did experience Sanctum and everything, and I haven't seen Zereth Mortis yet. So, but I watch a lot of content. I watch a lot of stuff about just MMOs in general, and I wanted to share my thoughts on WoW a little bit. I know I'm just some random guy you've never heard of, but I want to put this out there because it's been bothering me. And I wrote a few things down in this little notebook here, and I want to talk about it. And I'm going to divide it into 3 videos. One for Dragonflight, one for just BFA and Shadowlands, and one for just final thoughts, because this video is going to be fucking huge if I do that. So that was my little introduction. This is who I am. I'm just some idiot from Brazil called Chocolate or Choco, whatever you want. I play a paladin. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry if you don't like paladins. I'm a little bit I'm a little bit obnoxious. I Haj you every time. Anyways, I think I'm gonna start with just my general thoughts on Dragonflight and what's to come, the future of the game, and with the footage I've seen of other people playing Alpha, Asmongold, Bellular, other content creators, and other content creators that don't focus on WoW, like just general MMO YouTubers and other games. Like I haven't just played WoW. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV. I played Lost Ark. I played Guild Wars 2. I played WildStar when that was out for a little bit. Unfortunately, I should have played more. I played a little bit of PoE. I'm not even gonna fucking include that actually. But like the interest is there. I just want you to know I care about this genre. It is my favorite genre ever. It's something that is dear to me, and which is why I'm making this video. Anyways, Dragonflight. First thing I wanted to talk about is just how it seems that Blizzard is starting to listen to feedback after the whole lawsuit scandal. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about if you're watching this video. So sorry if you're new. So remember the oopsie they did when we found out that the 500 mount achievement mount was a reskin of a Yeti of the minion of Grumpus, and it looked like shit, and we all complained. It was like, wow, a Yeti. They didn't even change the color of the saddle. It was like, really? You're really gonna fucking do this dirty like that, Blizzard? Like, come on. That 500 mounts is a lot of fucking time investment. Like, I have a lot of time in the game. Not that much. Like, I'm definitely considered a casual. Like, I do heroic raids and shit, but, like, it's periodically. Like, I have, like, 200 mounts. Not even that, maybe, on my main character. And, like, that was, like, playing through fucking years and, like, doing occasional farming over there. If I need, like, 300 more to get that. That's a lot. And I have, like, 600 hours in one character. It's like, I only have 200. Like, what the fuck, you know? So, anyways, first oopsie was that. They identified that, and they made a post in the forum saying, we took that out, we're going to make it better. Immediately, that's a good thing. Because, one, they're listening to feedback. Two, they admitted it was shit. Kind of indirectly. And are like, okay. I kind of fear like that was on purpose to see. Maybe it was like a marketing strategy. So like, yeah, let's make the mount shitty on purpose so people complain, and then we change it so we get brownie points. And we put in the actual mount that we meant to do it. And the actual Yeti mount is going to be like some random quest line mount in Dragonflight. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. We're still in Alpha 2, right? The second Alpha is out, I think. So, into the second oopsie that got released. Like, that got the blue post of just maybe like yesterday or today. The nerf on the soar ability for Drakthir, how the 30% nerf of the big number, where you used to be able to go 910% or 930% extra speed with the soar amount, and like people were having immense amounts of fun in the alpha just soaring around random places in Azeroth with their new fucking cool dragon person, and Blizzard was like, hey, fun detected, fuck you. It's now 600% because it's an advantage for pet battling. First of all, who the fuck pet battles? That second oopsie. We don't want that. There is no reason for that. Here's a few reasons that I saw, like that Asmon commented about, and I wanted to reiterate. They talked about how Drakthir having this would make them like have an unfair advantage over other races. When let's give some examples. Humans have 10% increased experience. They're just broken by default by that. Like people can just power level them out as alts if they want it, and this was there ever since Classic. Being a Worgen in the Maw, ever since you didn't need a mount. Who gives a shit about a mount? I can be a furry and be on 4 legs, and woof, who gives a shit? There you go. unfair advantage. Mechanomes in general, like, they have so much shit. It's so cool, but nobody complains about it. Like, mechanomes are cool. Like, nobody fucking complains that they can open lockpicks. They don't need any fucking profession stuff. They have really good fucking racials. Okay, fine. They're just an allied race. There you go. With robo limbs. There's other examples of this, right? There's other examples of other races having advantages over other races in a specific thing. That just happens. That's fine. That's why you pick that race, maybe. Oh, Zandalari, they have like every 15 minutes they have a free goblin glider kit. Which is awesome. I play as Zandalari. I went to Horde. I don't play that Dwarf Paladin anymore. I play as Zandalari now. And it's great. I love it. I love being this big troll dude. He's so cool. One of the good things about BFA. And I'm going to comment on that on the other video that I make, because I'm going to talk more about BFA. So, that is just stupid. There's no logical reason why Dracthyrs should be nerfed. And if you really want this to not, like, affect you, just make dragon riding available everywhere in Azeroth. Just do it. Asmund did a great comparison in his video. It's like, people will still use flying mounts, people will still use ground mounts, because, like, I guarantee you, not a single mount, not a single dragon that enables dragon riding is going to be cooler or more impactful than Invincible. Or the Ulduar mount. Whatever the fuck his name is, the head. Or, I don't know, like the mythical Dawn mount. Even that one. And that's a ground mount. Like, any Ashes of Alar even. They're not going to be more impactful than that. People will still use those mounts. Of course they will. Yeah, the new dragons look really fucking cool, and you can, like, customize them and shit, apparently, but, like, still. People are going to flex their rare mounts. They're going to flex their rare mogs. They're going to do that anyways. So there's no reason for this to happen. There's no reason. And I want to segue into dragon riding. And, dragon riding is a thing. Like, with dragon riding, I want to link into another thing, which is the focus and design that I have written down over here. The last few expansions have had this, like, this thing they want to do, this new gimmick. The focus of their design of the entire expansion is this new gimmick thing. In Legion was a good example of this, because the gimmick was class, like, the really emphasizing on class fantasy for every class. You felt good choosing the class you chose because they gave you so much, like, appreciation for that. And I can say, like, I got it good because I played a fucking paladin. It was so cool, man. Just being in the place, in, like, the church there, like the underground thing, it being massive, you can pray, it is massive. There's so much shit. Maybe not the class mount a lot, because the class mount, it was just like a horse with 4 different colors, but whatever. It was worth it. I don't care. I love that mount. I love everything about the class halls, and I'm going to talk about more of that in another video. But that was so cool. Every class got that. You felt good for playing your class, and that was the gimmick. And also artifact weapons and legendaries, but that wasn't good. That was where it started to get bad. And they only fixed it in 7.3, which was bad. Well, it was good, but it was bad, because the fix was needed, but it came in too late. Excuse me. I might edit those out. I don't know. Maybe I'm lazy. Who cares? You're just gonna have to hear me sneeze. Fuck you. But anyways, these for BFA, what was the focus and design? Warfronts and island expeditions, and Azerite gear and power. And for 8.3, which was a mess, was the going into Corrupted Stormwind or Corrupted Orgrimmar and all that bullshit, all that jazz. Like, Was any of that meaningful? Was any of that impactful? As impactful as like class halls, for example. I can remember fondly class. When I level a character, I level in Legion because of the class hall. If I haven't done it yet, like it was so big. And in Island editions, no one liked that. No one gave a shit because as much as the idea, the core idea, is really cool, they didn't do a good job with it. I don't think they could have done much better, and I know they're capable of doing much better. Absolutely, but as it stood, it was shit. Azerite gear, which is another thing that I wanted to comment on in another video when I talk more about BFA, is that developer mentality towards Azerite gear after the feedback they got into alpha and beta. But we'll talk more about that later. So the design focus on BFA was everywhere, uncentered. They tried to do a billion things, and none of them were right. One thing was cool. Like the essences, I think it was called. Like farming essences for the Heart of Azeroth, which was purely cosmetic, right? You had these like big, like you have to farm all up to like rank 4 essences, and you got like a Savior of Azeroth as a talent, I think. As a title. I think it is like a nice achievement too. Like that was cool because it was cosmetic stuff. Like it was optional stuff. You didn't have to grind for this shit just so you can play the game optimally. No, it was optional. It was like cool cosmetic shit that they could like show off. It's like, look at this cool effect that we can do of like Azerite color stuff. This big fucking Kamehameha for your skill. Like, it's awesome. That was cool. But you know what wasn't cool? The system they added. Corruption. The idea of corruption was great. But then and they tried to fix it with the corruption vendor, but they made it worse somehow because the corruptions you wanted were never there, and they were too expensive. So I caught a little bit of that. It sucked ass. I hated it. I hated every part of it. Even with the essences, it wasn't even there. I did like 5 bosses in fucking Nyalotha, and I got bored of it. Like I'm gonna also talk about my ideas for Nyalotha, and that's gonna be like purely like what I think could have been done. Just throwing some shit at the wall, see what sticks. And I would like to know some feedback on that, and feedback on this as well, if any of you are so inclined. Call me a retard for all you want. I don't care. I just want feedback. Like, if everyone says that I'm wrong, then maybe I should rethink, you know? Maybe the problem isn't you guys, is me. So, anyways. So this focus on design thing, also carried over to Shadowlands, was covenants, conduits, all that bullshit. Like, and we all know how that went and is going. Like, oh, you can't switch conduits. That's gonna be a mess. Like, oh, and then eventually they made people switch conduits in 9.15, and it was great. It was fine. Limiting fucking renown per week. That was gay. That was stupid. Like, come on. Like, don't fucking do that, man. Like, a lot of the focus on and the resources are put into these systems that aren't good. They aren't hitting the mark with the players because you're trying to balance a game and make everything look nice and tidy instead of trying to make it fun. And that's another thing I wanted to comment on. Like, why these systems don't work. Why nothing Blizzard does seems to fucking work. Because their goal is to make the game balance towards a specific set of people that compromises like 0.1% of the player base. And I know they're not doing that anymore, which is a good thing. At least Eon seemed to have said that they're not following that directive anymore, which is really good. Another thing I'm going to comment on another video, but I know I'm saying that a lot, but I'm giving work to myself, but whatever. Just, it sucks. It sucked. Like, the Covenant thing, it sucked, and like the AoE cap, no one liked that. There was no reason for it, aside from like MDI balancing. And like, fine, I guess, but like, there's no point. There's no point other than to balance like like maybe like a full 1,000 set of players, and that's like highballing it, that play your game for a living, and you're trying to cater towards those people when there's millions of other people trying to enjoy the game, and they can't because these systems make it fucking worse for them. And I'm gonna touch into that more, but like the design choice, like the goal of the designer and the developer, the ideal goal is that for them to make it fun, to make it enjoyable. In the ideal world, for the ideal MMO, for the ideal game in general, the developers have to be passionate about the game, and they have to play the game, and they have to experience it, and they have to put themselves on the level of the player. They have to know what the player feels, and after that, they say, okay, actually, this thing we implemented, this sucks. Let's not do that. That's what alphas are for. That's what betas are for. And every time, and in BFA, you had these people complaining about Azerite gear since the fucking alpha and the beta, and they were like, no, you don't understand it. No, it'll be fine. No, you'll see. When the game releases, you'll see. It'll be fine. Didn't change the thing. Everyone fucking hated it. It sucked. It was bad. Big fucking surprise. Like, that's what... You have this immense amount of feedback, and you do nothing with it. Like, it's infuriating for a player who is really invested in the game right now, and has been for the last few years, and wants to see the game go insanely big again. Not insanely big, I just want the game to be good. Everybody says that. We've said this for so long. We just want the game to be good. I'm gonna get that fucking tattooed on my face. We want the game to be good, out of how much I fucking say that. That's just really it. So, in general, just the goal of the designer should be to make the game fun and not to make it balanced and fair to a subset of people. Make the game fun. Make the game enjoyable. There are enjoyable things to do already that you don't have to change. I think farming old raids is pretty fun. I think farming mogs and farming mounts, just exploring the world in general, places I haven't been yet, doing quest lines I haven't done yet, leveling other classes, which is a whole other fucking debate. I'm going to make a whole video on alts, I think, because it's something I care about a lot. But just leveling an alt, experiencing a different class, a different role. I've recently started to play Holy Paladin, and it's like a whole new experience, and I'm still learning. I'm still terrible at it. But I'm trying. I'm really trying. So, and I'm not really good at the game. My like cap is like, I do heroic raids. I finished a heroic raid. The ideal is get AOTC and like do the first 3 bosses of Mythic or something with the guild. Like just go with the flow of the guild. Like do some content, fuck around, play around, do some keys and whatever. Do some PvP on the side. It's like, and another thing is PvP, but I don't play it enough to have a good opinion on it. All I have to say is solo queue gang. That's all. But anyways, so this is what I wanted to say about and going back to that to what I was saying about the gimmick of each expansion. It seems like the gimmick of this expansion of Dragonflight is solely like the whole thing is on dragon riding, I think. It's just this new minigame type thing that people can do, which they can expand on so much, which they should do with the Torghast system too. I forgot to mention that. Torghast is a really good idea. They just implemented it like shit. They've made it continuously better, but it's still ass. It's boring. When I saw Torghast, I thought it was going to be like I don't know how to. I thought it was going to be like a whole instance thing where it's like a dungeon. It's more akin to a dungeon with anima powers, right? Like I thought it was going to be that with a few subsets, and like every time there's like different mechanics on each boss, and you can get different anima cells and do different stuff with it. That's not what it was. It's just kill everything in the room, do everything in the room over and over again for 5 floors. And you can do it alone. It's easy. It's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. It's just boring. It's annoying to get like five fucking stars on the thing. I don't even know how it works in 9.2 because I haven't even touched 9.2. I don't know what Zeref Mortis is. I don't know how the fucking Sepulchre of the first ones is. I just saw the Jailer fight and I thought it looked kind of cool, but that's it. Like, so I can't really. I'm not really going to talk about Zeref Mortis, and I'm not going to talk about Torghast post 9.2 because I haven't done it. I haven't seen it. I don't know how it works, but at least from 9.15, like there's things that can be better, and there are points where it gets really fun when you get some anima powers and you have this just like insane build and you pull every fucking mob in the floor and you just wipe the floor because I don't know. It's like Diablo levels of fun because the whole point of Diablo is just being overpowered, shooting one ability, and everything on the screen dying. Like, Lost Ark had a bit of that, and it was great. I love Lost Ark. I didn't play a lot of it. I got to 60. I didn't get to tier 2, but still, it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed my experience with Lost Ark. And I enjoyed it when I played a little bit of Diablo 3 that I did. So, anyways, maybe they could use the system they had in Torghast and fine-tune it, make it a little better, make it like a solo, like a mage tower thing, make it like, something like that. Like dragon riding is cool because dragon riding is like an extra system that isn't like some borrowed power shit that's not going to be like, it shouldn't be abandoned after it should be abandoned after Dragonflight. They should like add races and like just courses through the entirety of the world. That would be awesome. Like every few patches you get like a few extra races. Like you start in Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms and you broaden out. Okay, now here's the the Outland course. Here's the Northrend course or the courses. Just here's the ones in Draenor. Here's the ones in that. Like just have the requirement be that you have flying for that area. Maybe that's it. That could be so fun. And then maybe you could go back to Torghast. Maybe not Torghast, but like implement something that's kind of like Torghast, like with that roguelike system, and make it better. Make it like a solo thing, like a challenge for yourself, and not just kill everything in the room that you like. It was boring. It looked boring. There was no visual identity aside from this place has lava. This place is kind of green. This place is in a like suspended metal thing, just a lot of gray, a lot of that grayish blue color that makes me want to puke now. It's just a lot of the same. It was, and they can definitely make it better. And I'm talking about dragon riding like this because I think dragon riding, they finally implemented something that could be like a new quintessential feature that could remain through the entirety of the game, which is why I mentioned these like extra courses and races throughout the entire world. They can go back into these areas that they've had before and like do more stuff with them, just like extra stuff for people to like have fun in. It's fun to take your big dragon thing and go fast with it. It is another reason why nerfing Drakthir, their soar ability, is retarded. I'm like whisper screaming right now because it's like midnight. I'm sorry, but fucking, it's frustrating. But wouldn't it be cool? Let's say like you're into separation of the southern and the northern barons, where the thing where Deathwing like went in and like they left that big fucking gash in the world that's still there. Why not have a thing where you like soar down there and you get the speed boost there and you gotta go up and then you gotta go do all around? Have one in the Darkmoon Fair. More shit like that, like the Darkmoon Fair. People still do the Darkmoon Fair. The Darkmoon Fair. It's fun. You farm shit, you can get mounts there. You can do stuff there. You can like do your little mini games. You can get heirlooms there. It's fun. It's nice. I like it. I love the Darkmoon Fair. Who doesn't? Darkmoon Fair, Mage Tower. Mage Tower is so fun. You can farm these like really cool fucking like these really cool appearances for your character. And like, I don't know, at least for Paladin at least, like all these different Ashbringers and shit, all these different fucking Silver Hands, these Truth Guards and Oath Seekers, it was great. I got the tank one, and I was so happy when I got it, because I tried it a billion bajillion times, and I did it, and I felt so good after it. It felt so fun, it felt so meaningful. I still use Truth Guard and Oath Seeker as a transmog, because it means so much to me. Because I remember when I did it, and I told my guild, like, I did this, and I was not too over-leveled to do it. Right? Like, because some people did it when they were, like, item level like 950. It was supposed to be like 900 or 910 or something. I did it when I was like 925, 927, and people were doing it as like 950, and like I still felt good about it. It felt great. I felt like it felt so meaningful. That's what I mean. It felt meaningful. It felt great. I loved it, and it's like a ball and chain and thing. It didn't have physics because they didn't add that yet. I don't know. But it didn't care. I didn't care. It looked great. I loved it. It's still there. I love it. That's it. And I still love going back and farming mounts, farming transmogs that I like, looking at these old things, and a system in Dragonflight that I think, speaking of old stuff, that I think is pretty cool too, is the old dungeons that they're bringing to Mythic Plus. They're bringing in apparently Temple of the Jade Serpent from Miss Pandaria, and Court of Stars, I think, was it, from Legion, which was a really great dungeon. I think all the dungeons in Legions were fucking awesome, except Moss Souls. Fuck Moss Souls. We don't have to get into that. You remember, guys? Remember logging into the Watch Asmongold stream, and you saw he was already there in Moss Souls. He had a fucking beer in his not a beer. He had a soda in his hand. He's like, "Yep, we're back to Moss Souls." It was great. It was so much of the same. The artifact powers and everything. And like, fuck that. No, fuck Moss Souls. But there's really good decisions are being made with Dragonflight so far. And the whole reason I mentioned this gimmick thing is because there's like the four pillars of things you can do in WoW. PvE, PvP, the gimmick of the expansion, and doing old legacy content. So PvE, dungeons, raids, Mythic Plus, whatever it is they have to offer, questing to an extent, right? PvP is PvP. We all know. Please add solo queue. I don't even know if they're adding it. I hope they are. I heard some things. We'll see. The gimmick, which is like for the last few expansions, have been doing your class hall stuff, doing your order hall stuff, the garrison in WoD. Island expeditions, corrupted shit in BFA, and some other stuff. And in Shadowlands was the Covenant stuff and Torghast. It's like, yeah, you're gonna spend a lot of time doing that. But now for Dragonflight, it only seems like there's dragon riding. And dragon riding is one of those things that we've been asking for a long time. More stuff like the Mage Tower, more stuff like Darkwind Fair. I really hope they expand on that because, like, I've said this before already, but like I'm gonna reiterate this because I really want it to sink into your head. The game needs more casual, friendly, optional, fun content. It needs more of that. And you know what it also needs? It needs to make raids not a fucking hassle. It needs to make... Like, I'm raiding Sanctum of Domination right now. In a private server. I'll admit it. I'm playing a private server. I don't want to play current WoW right now. I'll maybe come back for Dragonflight. I'm going to wait a little bit, and I'm going to see how it is. Currently I'm diagnosed on like 3 liters of a mixture of hopium and copium. I have it over there. There's a big, huge fucking canister in gas format, and I have to inhale it when I go to bed, or else I'll die. But because of that, since I'm not dead, I can talk about how I really want it to be good, and I really think it will be good, and how I want to spend my money on it. I want to give you money, Blizzard. Make me want to fucking spend my money on you. So, you see, I want to do this stuff. Like, I'm really hopeful for what they're gonna do, and I really hope that they listen to the feedback of people who raid, like who just do normal mode, who just do heroic, who don't care about mythic. Maybe I think having 4 difficulties is a little bit too much too. Yeah, there's the people who just do fucking the LFR Andes, the fucking like extreme casual Andes that I want to comment on a different video that I'm gonna talk about like the subsets of people that play WoW. Not gonna go into that now, but you know, it feels like there's like 4 different groups of people for each one, and like why separate them like that? Why make it so? Why have like give LFR Andes what they want? Just leave that there. It's fine. Like whatever at this point, right? Maybe I can think about it a little more and I can find a better solution. But what I think is it should be, first of all, heroic should be easier and mythic should be easier. Like just raids in general should be easier, more more accessible, right? And gearing up to the raid shouldn't be a hassle and a half. Like in Shadowlands, if I want, like at least in 915 that I'm playing right now, I have a warlock. I'm playing a warlock instead of a paladin. That is my main now. I am playing a demonology warlock or destruction. I switch between the two. I wanted to be of more aid to my guild because we have more than one warlock for utility, because that's why I chose warlock. I wanted to play a caster for once, and I chose warlock because utility. And I wanted the guild to have more of that. We needed more healers, so I said, well, I already have a paladin leveled. Let's just get him raid ready. And it was so boring. It was so boring having to do all the shitty quests again after doing Threads of Fate. It was like having to do all the things again, doing your stupid Covenant things that I've already done, the introductions to Covenants, which was annoying, all the Venari quests, Korthia quests, everything. It was so boring. I hated it. And I still have to do more if I want to keep that paladin up to speed. And I'm considering not doing that. Just focusing on one character, one trick Andy. And I really like playing more than one class, but guess what? Fuck you, the game isn't catered toward me. They don't want me to play one more character, it seems. Because they have to balance it for the people that play this shit professionally. Because alts are super important. Oh, but you can't have too many alts, can you? No. We're not going to let you do that. I just really... That's another whole tangent, but alts need to be easier to do. They need to be easier to make and just get raid ready so you can help your guild and experience this from a different angle. Just... It's fun to tank. It's fun to deal damage. And it's fun in both sides, by the way, in melee and in casting range. And it's fun to heal. I'm discovering this right now. It's fun. It's great. But to do that, either I play a hybrid class, like a paladin or a monk or a druid, which like gets kind of old because it's still kind of the same thing, or I like make a whole new character that I can get invested in, and like try the game in a different lens. And right now, I don't think the game is letting me do that the way I wanted to have it. The way I wanted to have it. All I want to do is just make it so the things I have already done, I don't have to do again. Because, okay, you do it once, like the story for Shadowlands, like the beginning, like the Maw cutscene and everything, and like doing the main storyline. Yeah, you didn't have to do those, but then Covenants. Okay, cool. You have to do all the Covenant shit. You have to do all Venari shit. You have to do all of Korthia shit. I'm assuming you have to do all of Zareth Mortis as well. You have to do Torghast again. All the fucking Torghast weeklies. All the fucking shit in Torghast. You have to get a legendary. You have to spend money on legendaries. You have to level up your profession. And you have to fucking make the fucking legendary 15 times to rank it up again. There's so much shit to get just one character up to do a piece of content that I enjoy. Sorry about the lighting, by the way. I just noticed like it's reflecting off my glasses and it's not really helping. But I don't have a setup. This is just a lamp. But anyways, make things account wide, please. Account wide is just how things should be. Like, when I make another character, I don't want to have to, like, repeat the things I've already done. And not to say that they were boring the first time, but they get boring if I do it another time. Because I've already seen it. Like a cutscene, for example. If I've seen a cutscene once, maybe I'll want to watch it another time. But I don't want to watch it a fucking third time, or every time I have to do that. I've seen the garage cutscene after you kill a fucking Painsmith. Not Painsmith, what the fuck? Soul Render, Dormazane. I've seen that a lot of times now. I skip it. I don't care. I've seen the fucking garage cutscene. I've seen the cutscene of when you phase Sylvanas into phase 2. I don't care about it anymore. And that's the thing, I don't want to have to do fucking Torghast over and over and over again. Maybe make Soul Ash account wide. I don't know. There are solutions to this, and they're probably not hard. Just, please. If in Dragonflight, my goal, if I go back into Blizzard servers, and I cave in and I want to play the game, I want to play a paladin, because I've always played a paladin. I love paladins. Paladins are a great class fantasy. I like my Zandalari paladin, and I like my dwarf paladin. Okay, great. You know what else I want? I want a dragon. I want a fucking dragon. I think they're cool. I think they're great. I love the dragon. I've always loved the dragons. I'm really excited for Evoker and Drakthir. They seem so fucking cool. And the new talent tree, which I also want to discuss. But briefly, because this video is getting really long already. But I really want to play at least 2 characters. Maybe a third, because I learned to really like Warlock. And I think it's nice raid utility. You have to have a Warlock there. And Demonology is so cool. Like the class fantasy of this, just like unleashing the armies of demons. And like, oh, I have my big tyrant boy. I have my 2 dogs. I have my Vile Fiend. I have my Felguard with a questionable name. And I have all my little impides. And they all fucking beat the shit out of my enemy for me. That's awesome. I love that. I fucking adore that. That's awesome. I want to experience that. But let's say I have to do a shitty fucking long chain of quests so I can unlock dragon riding on each of these characters over and over and over again. I'm just going to have to choose one. It's probably going to be Evoker because I want to do something else. Or the Paladin. But I just want to be able to play alts. Alts are important. Alts mean a lot to a lot of players. Most players want to play more than one class. Most players aren't just one-trick Andes. And sure, they might play all 3 specs, or 2 specs, or 4 specs of their class. But, like, even still, like me, a paladin, I can do the 3 things, and I still want to have another class. I still want to play a caster. I still want to play a different type of a healer. Because a holy paladin is a very strange healer. It's a very unique healer. You're in melee range. You have to deal damage to get holy power and heal a lot. Isn't that kind of strange? Do you see what I'm getting at here? I want to experience the game in different lenses. I want to farm for other types of gear. Because right now I've only farmed for plate gear. What if I want to start farming for mail gear? Or cloth gear? Or leather? What if I want to do different stuff? With different classes? I do want to do that. You know what? It's not a what if, it's I do. I want this. And right now, as it stands, with Shadowlands, I can't really do that. At least to do current content. Because it's annoying as fuck. Just make shit account wide. That's one thing. I've been talking for too much. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how pacing works. I don't have a script. I have a little booklet with a few annotations here on what I want to talk about for the other videos as well. But, yeah. A few things I'm going to mention briefly. Drakthir themselves. I think they're great. I think the customizability of them is out of the world, out of this park. And it's so cool. Like, you obviously put a lot of the budget into making these guys look really cool, because I think how it works is, like, in your dragon form, your armor doesn't affect your dragon form, so you can, like, customize that the way you want. Pretty sure you can change that in the barbershop too, which, cool, awesome. Let us do that. Just give us a little gold fee, like how Transmog is, as it is right now. Leave it. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's beautiful. I love it. Love how the human slash elf forms are. I know that asking to like, oh, maybe you can choose which race skeleton you want to be. That's too much. That's asking too much. It's okay. Blood elves and male blood elves and female humans, it's fine. We're good. They look good. They look fine. And the Dragthir themselves look amazing. There's just so much there. Thank you for hiring all the furries and scalies that you got. They did a great job. I thank you. I like scalies. I'll admit it. I like it. I like alligators a lot. I like crocodilians. I like them a lot. So when I see that I can play a big reptile thing, I get excited. Sure, I want them to have a tanking spec. I mean, everyone wants them to have a tanking spec. There needs to be a male tanking spec. I think so. Either a shaman or an evoker has to have a tanking spec. But that's for the future. But thank you for what you've done already. It's great. It's great. I have nothing to complain about that. Except the sore thing. But we've been through that. Dragthir. Story. Probably going to have a whole video talking about story and what they could have done, how they can go forward from here, and what Christie Golden and I don't know if it's William King. I don't know who's the other author of the Sylvanas novel. I'm sorry, but I know that the name on the bottom is Christie Golden. And, this book right here is Christie Golden. And this book right here is fucking awesome. I love this book. This book is awesome. It's very well written. It makes me appreciate all of the characters that are in here, especially Garrosh and Bane. Like, makes me appreciate them a lot more. And the aspects, the four wild gods aspects of Pandaria. Like, I didn't think I'd care so much about that. And Anduin and Rathian too. Do more gay shit with them. You know what? Anduin has been a little bitch for a long time. Just make him be fucking gay with Rathian. Just stop. He's our boy Anduin. He's a little. I don't even know what happened after Sepulchre. I don't even know what the fuck happened. But just make him be gay. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Just let him have it. Just let him have this moment. It's fine. I'm going to talk more about characters as well in the story video. But anyways, other thing I wanted to say is about the talent tree and how class design is an important thing. Like WoD, Mists of Pandaria, and Legion, I think were Legion. I can only really speak about Legion, so I'm going to focus on that. In Legion, once again, I reiterate, it felt amazing to play your own class. You felt rewarded for playing the game, for playing your class. I chose this class. Excuse me. You chose this class because you want to live this class fantasy. You want to live. I want to be this big protector guy. I want to be this big holy man that prays enemies to death. That prays to the light that the enemies will fucking die before my feet, and I take the damage before my allies do, because I can do that. I'm a stout little boy. Because I was playing a dwarf then. And now I'm a stout big boy. Because I'm a Zandalarian, they're 7 feet tall. Anyways. I got rewarded for it. I wanted that, and I got that in Legion. And I think it was great. I think every class got that. I still think that a lot of that budget that I was mentioning of the 4 quintessential things, like, they don't put a lot of budget in legacy content. Sometimes they do stuff like that, like when they do stuff like Mage Tower, Darkmoon Fair, Darkmoon Fair, Dragon Riding to an extent, if they go forward with it, Torghast, if they go forward with it. They probably won't, but it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, at least. But they do put a lot of effort into the raids, at least if it looking cool and the boss is looking cool. That they do a really good job with that. The dungeons as well. I think they did an amazing job, especially with Tazavesh. I think Tazavesh is one of the coolest things I've ever done. I loved Tazavesh so much. I think it was really cool. It was really cool. But and for PvP, there's not much to say. It's like it's been kind of the same for a long time, at least in my perspective. But I would like to see more emphasis on PvP, but for another day. And the gimmick, they put too much money into the gimmick, and they never make it good because of that goal thing. I expect, like, the goal of them is not making the game fun. At least it seems like that. So what do we do? So How do we implement class design into this? Well, if you put a little budget in class design and you make it so that every new expansion there's something to look forward to for your class. There's something new that you can experience. There's something that, again, rewards you for choosing the class that you chose. And of course, like in Legion, it was everything. In BFA, it was the Azerite powers, and in Shadowlands, it was the conduits and the Covenant abilities. And this, not speaking of the systems tied to them, just speaking of the abilities themselves. What they have done now with the new talent tree, which I do really appreciate, I think it's a really good thing, but there have been some really weird decisions. I can only truly speak about the Paladin one, because I've seen it. I've seen a few streams, I've done the calculator things in Wowhead, and I have a few thoughts about it. We got nothing new. At least for Retribution. It's sad. It's sad. We just got conduits and some other stupid bullshit. We got long arm of the law again, which is great, but 20-second movement speed increase for 3 seconds, or 2 seconds, or whatever the fuck it is nothing. Paladins are still on a wheelchair. No. Stop that. Don't make essential skills talents. Stop. Don't make the fact that Blade of Justice gives 2 holy power instead of 1 a talent. That is so stupid. But I think what they were doing, and this is apologies for that, but I think what they were doing is at least in the Alpha 1 and just the alphas in general right now is they want to test how the system of the new talent tree itself works with abilities they've already had. Maybe I'm hoping that in the beta or the actual game, the full release later this year, which, I mean, I could have waited a little longer. It's okay. Like, we just want the game to be good again. We're willing to make a few sacrifices. But what I wanted to say about that is, when the actual full game releases, we do get the new shit. Because it's not just for Paladin that this happens. A lot of classes got treated like this as well. And it feels bad when you see this new, cool, like, branching off of your class. You get like a few old abilities back. But essentially, it's still the same. You play, at least what I saw with 25 talent points, I saw people playing Rep Paladin in duels and in PvP and just playing it in general. It felt the same as always. It felt the same as both PFA and Shadowlands. The only thing that changes was like the Covenant shit. And the Azerite powers, which was like not substantial enough. There was no new thing. The one thing that I thought was cool was like the Arcane Mage got some like visual effects upgrades, which was really cool. Admittedly, that looks great, and everything visually, the Drakthir also in terms of abilities also looked really fucking cool. But I think every class needs a little bit of love like that, just a little bit. That's where that budget comes in. Enough gimmicky shit that will be abandoned once the expansion is over, and instead like put a little bit more into class design. Put a little bit more into players feeling good and having fun because they picked the class that they enjoyed. And not just a lot of the same. Because yeah, the class is the same, but when you're having this new expansion, I think we have created this expectation that there's going to be something new and promising for the class that we play. Whatever specialization that is. Like, maybe see, like, in Warlock terms, maybe see a new demon you can summon with demonology, a new interaction. Maybe tweak how some of them already work. Maybe make it so if you do it right, you can summon 2 different demonic tyrants. Maybe summon Vile Fiend not a talent, because a lot of people just use it anyways. At least for single target, but I don't know. Instead of implementing old tier set bonuses and conduits and Azerite powers as new talents and branding them as new, well, I'm not really branding them as new, but you're putting them into this new system. It's like, oh, it's all new, and it's really not. But like, add at least one nice big thing, be it that a visual effects update, be that like an extra skill that changes your rotation entirely and makes you like, whoa, this is exciting. The core is there, but like there's this new thing that we can use and everything. It's like Paladin's got exorcism back, and the way it stands right now, it's not super useful. PvP wise, at least, it's like you're not really gonna take it a lot of the time, and that's weird because exorcism was so cool. Long armor of the law was so cool. I remember fucking choosing that talent back when I played uh back when I played like in when I first got it in Miss Pandaria. Like the little bit I leveled, I got like the first talent row, and I chose that one. I was like, oh, I can judgment this random rabbit here, so I can get a speed boost. Isn't that cool? And it was so substantial too. I felt so good. And then WoD came and it changed everything. I was like, oh wow, okay. I didn't really got a chance to get used to the old stuff. Well, the Legion pre-patch came in actually, so but still, I got used to it again, and here we are. I still enjoy Paladin a lot, and I want new stuff, not just for Paladin, not just for Red. I want new stuff for everything. I think all of us can agree with that. I think every class needs to advocate for being fun to play. I know that there's the guys who play mage, like there's one guy, I forget his name, I feel bad, but he's like he's going off on this Twitter warrior arc of like going, this is unacceptable, we need new shit for mage sucks dick, and it doesn't. It's always fucking high tier class, but it's like, mage sucks dick, we need new shit, this is just the old talents again, we need to be vocal about this, we need to be mages, we gotta fucking invoke the powers of frost, fire, and arcane, and fucking with some fucking smite blizzard, and fucking give us more shit. Like, we gotta be kind of doing that. And I hope, again, here's the hopium kicking in. It's like, wait, let me get it. Wait, let me go get it. You know what? I'm gonna go get it. Here it is, guys. Here it is. Let me just grab some of this right here. Oh, that feels good. Anyways, guys, now that I'm not gonna die, and I can whiff some of this hopium right here, and mix it a little bit of copium as well. Oh, that feels good. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, now that I can firmly say that I think they're going to add more things for the classes as the expansion goes. I really hope they're going to do that. And I hope they implement dragon riding more than just the Dragon Isles. They can do so much with that. They can do so much. It's so much potential there. There's so much shit they can do. It's going to be great. You know, no, it's not. But I hope it is. See, it kicks in kind of fast, you know? Alright. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, that felt good. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's it about talent trees. My little rant about that. This whole video is a massive rant with no direction, and I'm sorry. I repeat myself a lot. My voice is annoying. I look like shit. I look like a banshee right now, and because the light in my room sucks, and I have this lamp and fucking whatever. My bed is messy behind me, and like whatever. The last thing I want to say is, a lot of people who play MMOs, like, I've played a lot of MMOs, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but WoW is the one. It is the one I call home. It's the one that I know I'm going to enjoy. It's the one that, ever since the beginning, it hit a lot of buttons for me and made it like, because of my choices in it and like learning more about it, it made me like default to some things because of it. Like, I really like dwarves in general because of WoW, because I chose a dwarf. And then I saw more stuff about dwarves and fantasy in general, and I love them. Dwarves in WoW aren't even my favorite rendition of dwarves. That would be Warhammer Fantasy. I love fucking holding grudges. Fuck you. Blizzard has so many fucking entries in the Great Book of Grudges, man. You have no fucking idea. let me take another whiff here. Let me take another whiff. Oh, fuck. Okay. So yeah, WoW is where I call home. I would love. Azeroth is a second home. It is the second life for me. I invested a lot of time into it, and I'm not even like a big elitist. I haven't been playing since fucking it came out. When WoW came out, I was 2 years old. No. I got into it late. And I am extremely passionate about it still, because they've done so many things right. This world that they've created is so cool, and I want to see it go forward. I want to see it thrive. I want other people to get into it, because it's fun. So if it ever appeals to someone, I want to help them get into it. And I want to be a part of this. I want to be vocal. I have had this in my fucking heart for a long time. I wanted to talk about this. And I didn't know how to do it. And I was like, I used to just spam some of my friends that play WoW as well, and they get, bro, just, I get it. Now I'm doing this. So I hope this helps. This random Brazilian dude that plays a paladin and really likes crocodiles and alligators and caimans and gharials, who plays a dwarf and is Andalari and is really excited to play a Drakthir. I hope I could... Some of the things I talked about resonated with you a little bit about Dragonflight. And the hopium and copium I've been whiffing here. But I'm sure whoever makes this shit is rich right now. Holy crap. We, as the WoW community, makes this shit possible, man. To like still exist and be in business. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry I dragged on for so goddamn long. But I'm not going to make this more concise. I don't know how to. I don't want to record this again. Sorry. Goodbye now. I hope if you have alpha, I hope you're having fun. If you don't, I hope you're playing a different game and waiting for it. I hope you didn't pre-order. And if you did, good luck. Hope you're enjoying your mount if you got Epic Edition. Anyways, yeah. See you guys. This is Chocolate Axe. Big stupid idiot. Signing out. I'll make more videos, probably. Bye. Thanks if you watched so far. Love you. Bye.